it. Game number 1 of this best of 5, excuse me. Coming on up as we spawn on the top left-hand side of Triton. And my game messes up. Let's fix that first. I don't know why it keeps doing this, guys. I apologize. But anyway, here we are for game 1. In the top right left-hand side, in the blue, it's Dream from Brave Star Gaming. His opponent down in the bottom right-hand side, in the red, it's Solar. Ooh, and Solar Dream is going for the proxy. Solar, though, a good path. Ooh, actually, I don't think we'll see it. It's going to be very, very close. Oh, it's going to be very close indeed. Second barracks coming down below it, so it will be safe as well. He doesn't see it. The proxy remains hidden. Dream gets away with it for now. One refinery being taken behind this. As the natural hatchery comes up for Solar. Barracks is finishing up now. Marine production beginning. Bunker coming up now. I imagine it's going to come in right out of vision range here, and it looks like the Overlord is not going to be pathed back, so he won't see this until the second SCV comes up. It's going to be significantly late. Already about 10 seconds into that build time. That is so important because Solar needs to pull drones. He needs to delay this bunker as much as he possibly can. This Marine needs to be focusing on the drones right now. The Overlord does not matter. Oh, and here we go. So many drones getting pulled for Solar as he needs to keep this up. He knows the risk and wants to shut this down immediately for Dream. Good micro so far as he focus fires down the front one, but one gets surrounded. Running out of space for that bottom Marine as he has to get out of here. Keeping his SCVs alive as well. So very important as the third one is now out. Kiting back. Great focus fire here from Dream as he takes down 5 drones so far. Now the bunker getting a lot of damage taken. It looks like it will have to get canceled. Good job here by Solar. Is it now with these Zerglings? Should be able to pressure this back pretty decently. Looks like he will indeed be able to clear this up. 2 Reapers on the way behind this. As the follow-up for Dream out of that proxy. Factory on the way at the home front as well as the natural command center. So he's working on that transition, and with these Reapers, he's just going to try and buy himself time to not die to anything and get those barracks back home as well. Doesn't look like he's going to be investing either one to being a scouting barracks or anything. These 4 Lings still across the map. Natural base coming up as Solar checks the ramp. We'll get full vision of that. Speed about a quarter of the way done for him, keeping just 1 drone on that extractor. So not a lot of gas income here for any future tech for Solar as of yet. Reaper clearing out that Zergling, and we'll go ahead and make his way back across the map. Those 4 Lings still going to hide up here in the top right position. Dream circling around here. Okay, Reaper's getting in here. Trying to find some of those drones. Not getting any just yet. Needs to get out of here. Oh, but the Zergling's cutting him off. Good shots from the Queen. Gets one. Ooh, and looking for the second one as well. He will get it. Nice grab here. The Solar makes these Zerglings way across the map. Third hatchery getting established for him as well. That natural still not on location for Dream. Falls down the meal and gets it lifted off and heading over there as that Hellion production has begun. And the first 2 are out. Going to be heading across the map and should be some nice pressure to contest some of this creep spread early on. As Solar is doing a very nice job with it, as to be expected. Already establishing and connecting the third base to his creep spread and being able to extend into these next 2 attack paths as well. Dream just going to hold on to control the center of the map and go for that Liberator, which immediately gets spotted by this Overlord. Very, very nice information for Solar as he will be able to prepare for that more than adequately. Lair on the way for him, as well as that Bailey nest here at the front. Third base is now finished up and getting injected. Solar on top of things and sitting on a 10-11 worker lead, and we'll be looking to continue to extend that into these next few minutes. Stim getting taken for Dream on the back side of this as continued marine protection comes through. Reactor is getting added onto this starport, so he's going to have a lot of bio and a couple of medevacs above it. With that Stim, a couple of tank, maybe two. But it'll be a very strong timing available to him, especially if this Liberator is able to get much damage inflicted. As of right now, does not look like it. And back home, Solar with centrifugal hooks on the way. Will now be taking a couple of Evo chambers here. Getting himself set up for this mid-game. Dream checking out the top side, but the Zergling will slip by. He checks out the other third base location as Dream lands his. +1 weapons now started up as Stim finishes as well. And there's that drop getting loaded up and heading out. 2 empty spots in it, but not a big deal. Has to avoid this Overseer. And does. Nice job. Kills the Zergling in the mineral line and now has free reign of the center of the map. That Hellion been holding the Zelnaga Tower for oh so long. That Overseer heading into the main base to get some scouting. But this drop, looking for some aggression here at the front. A lot of tumors he can kill. But the Queen's already very far forward with the Zergling support. Dream gonna do what he can, but will have to pick up, get out of town, boosting away. Keeping himself safe. Overseer over here, pretty damaged. But will be keeping himself alive. Hellions on the front side here. He will open up on that first tumor. Banelings behind this, rolling forward. Not any connection so far, and that tank's in a great spot, but better target fire here from Solar as he takes it down with the Queens, and now is pressuring the health bars of all the Hellions here, sniping one down, looking for those medevacs ideally. Already taking one down into the orange, 63 to 54, that worker count on the back side of this. I can't show you the income graph because it's not game heart, but it is about a roughly even game right now in terms of income. A lot of Zerglings slipping into that mineral, into the wall though, and not quite getting any kills. The medevac rally good enough to keep him alive. More Zerglings over here at the third base get cleared out as the mule call down comes through. Dream able to hold on to that pretty well. A lot of Banelings now though going to get morphed in. This could be dangerous. It gets into a mineral line that could prove very fatal. Nice little infest on the factory here. Going to keep any future tanks from coming out for a bit. 1-1 for the melee units finishing up here very soon. Also going to help those Banelings that are now done up here on the top side. +1 armor taken now for Dream. Still just on the +1 weapons though. His armory significantly delayed this game, so he will not be able to immediately take advantage of that upgrade advantage that he has. He's not going to be able to start off that +2 until after the 1-1 is already done for Solar, and he may yet even start up that 2-2 sooner, and it will become an advantage for Solar, and there it goes. So no longer an upgrade advantage here for the Blue Terran, and he will continue to fall behind until he finishes up that armory and starts up his second upgrades. Here are the Zerglings coming forward. Only a bit of bio here at the front side. This army looks very skim, and those Banelings are just rolling on forward. Has to pick up and head behind his wall. Now the third base going to be under assault. Not a lot of defenses here. The worker line in a ton of trouble as the Zerglings get all the way in here. Bringing up those Marines as fast as he can. So far, hasn't lost too many, only 3 or 4. One Zergling still there as they back off to this left-hand side. Now getting chased away. Good focus fire onto the Banelings, keeping the numbers low. More Banelings are here outside the 4th base here for Solar, as he groups up between his bases. Good rally points and great creep spread for him. Already about to the midway point of this map, and it's Solar with the center map control. So he has full knowledge of when Dream is wanting to move out, as Dream is securing drilling claws behind this, +2 weapons on the way, +2 armor soon to start. But it is about a quarter of the way slower than that of Solar's right now, and Solar is securing a 5th base, has just finished securing a 5th base, I guess I should say, and has full knowledge of any time Dream wants to expand, which he now does, and that may yet be an opportunity for Solar to attack yet again, and here he comes, moving to the center of the map, adding on more Banelings. This army getting scarier by the minute for the Korean Zerg as he marches forward. Couple of Widow Mines here. Those connections are going to be so critical as he's moving in right between the bases. The one tank on the right-hand side, not going to be much help. A lot of that bio up in front of the natural base right now as well, as the Zerg force is just overwhelming everything. The Marines having to kite back as the bottom right base falls. The armies in the center here still continue to clash. Dream trying to come in from this right-hand side, and is just not having much luck. And the tank shots are decent now, but there are so many Lings here. The rest of that bio stimming down now as he tries to kite into his Widow Mines, picking up some of those Marines from the front lines, trying to keep them alive here. He has 28 Marines, but it sure doesn't feel like it right now on the front lines, as the Banelings on the right-hand side crashing into the workers, taking him down to 41. But he will not have enough to continue this aggression, and Solar will back off, as on the other side, a double drop came through, looking for some more worker kills, but not really finding too many, maybe 2 or 3. Adrenal glands now started up for Solar on the backside of this, as Dream looks to reestablish his economy somehow. Take a look at that amount getting mined right now, guys. Almost 2,000 in favor of Solar at the moment. See that up in the top left now, if that's a little easier to read. And that will continue to be the case for quite some time, as Dream is working on reestablishing that worker count. But right now, just needs as much army as he can get. 84 army supply to 92, that upgrade advantage in that fight as well for Solar, proving to be so, so good. I mean, that army just survived for such a long time, and now is looking to continue the pressure over towards his third base with an Ultralisk Cavern and Kindness Plating on the way for him. The Zerg army split up into about 2 equal parts. The creep spread getting better and better as he continues to solidify it here throughout the center of the map. Solar, I mean, like, he doesn't even really need to make a big attack right now. He's up 30 workers at the moment. He is continuing to pressure this army, and, I mean, his Zerglings are just so powerful. The 2-2 is now done for this bio, which will help them. That was a good Widow Mine connection. 93 to 114, that army supply, as Dream looks to move across. A lot of medevacs here, 13, and only 31 Marines underneath that. I mean, it's not, you know, this army supply is a little misleading in that so much of it is locked up in those units that aren't directly going to be fighting here. Picking up in those medevacs and heading out as he looks to retreat. Scan comes through, pushing forward onto this creep and clearing out a lot of these tumors. Oh, Widow Mine shot available, but actually gets taken down, and now the Baneling's crashing in. That's going to be enough to force him all the way back, and that was just half the army. The other half is already here, pressuring what remains of the rally here, and it just does not feel like Dream has enough on the ground to really be doing much of anything. Solar running all over him here. Parasitic Bomb even getting thrown into the middle of these medevacs, as the units are just all over the place here for Solar. He is running amok in the base of Dream, clearing out the last of his bio, and looks to be in full control of this game number 1 of this best of 5 series. These guys fighting to play tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time once again in the top 8 as Solar takes game number 1. Very nicely done by him. I mean, just better macro play, better rallies, and just better control of what he was wanting to do in that game, leading him to great success. Dream unable to keep up with it, not having enough on the ground, whether it was from not having enough production facilities or falling behind in macro cycles, I'm not sure. His macro cycles was something that I had known him for previously to this, so it's a little odd to me that we saw it be such a discrepancy, but he just had so many medevacs, perhaps should have cut that production a little bit sooner. I'm honest, and switched to the Liberators, maybe that would have been the play, because having 13 medevacs at the end there, I mean, really weren't helping him too much. They only help to a certain point, and at a certain point, you just need more. You need more damage as part of your army. You need to be able to slay out in those situations. As Solar played a mean game number 1 and has himself a nice advantage here as we head in to the second map, Zen, and in the top right corner, in the blue, it is Dream from Bravestar Gaming. And his opponent, down in the bottom left-hand side of the map, in the red, it's Solar. Yeah, that game going really, really well for Solar from start to finish. Pulling enough workers right off the bat as my game, once again, messes up. Like, it didn't used to do this. Now it does. Okay, cool, guys. So hopefully that should remain fixed. But Solar, in that last game, retaining control from start to finish, constantly dominating across the map, constantly having Lings in his face, whilst also maintaining an upgrade advantage on the backside of it, was absolutely phenomenal. Decisive move to stop that proxy. And now, here in this game, as a pull on the way first, before that hatchery. Proxies are not uncommon on this map, and a pull first, a great way to counter that. Let's see how aggressive he's going to go with it, right? Going to be looking for a delay, potentially, on this natural expansion. Usually see 4 to 6 Zerglings invested in that endeavor. See 2 go to contest the Reaper, a few more slip around to go snipe the SCV. Dream sending his SCVs across the map now to get that scouting information as he throws down that expansion. 4 Lings getting invested in from Solar, but a Queen to start up behind it, and no 6 Zerglings. So just wanting to invest in those 4, hoping to slide them around and get them around this Reaper so they can go and snipe the SCV building that base. All 4 of them will get spotted, though, by this SCV as they go ahead and fan out, trying to find their way around. 1 will go along the bottom, 1 chasing the SCV. And here's that Reaper. Let's see what Dream decides to do with it. As that 1 Ling, he knows is sliding around somewhere, lurking on the bottom side of this map. Queen takes down the SCV. And here comes Solar now, with this Zergling heading into the mineral line. But the Reaper came back home and will be able to save this SCV. So nice read by Dream here. Not getting caught unawares. Solar continuing to produce more Queens. And actually just keeping 1 on his gas. Not going to have any follow-up tech for some time. We'll see when he decides to saturate that gas. But it will be some time before any of that's available. 3rd hatchery looking to get established now as the Queen chases away the Reaper. Couple of Lings gonna try and slide up this ramp, but won't be able to. Instead, just spotting those Hellions. Knows now where that reactor got invested in. Will back off. Good little bit of info here for Solar in game number 2. Winner of this will be qualifying for tomorrow's games, where we will have day 2 of this qualifier taking place. Hellions clear up that Zergling as another one patrols the top side of this map. We do have a fusion core on the way now for Dream, so he's going to be going for some battlecruisers behind this. That could be very, very lethal. I've seen battlecruisers be so effective, and I mean, Zerg has gotten a lot better at dealing with it. But this, my favorite iteration of this is battlecruiser combined with a Hellbat push at the front. That is so devastating. We'll see what variation of it is going to be here, because you know, even though it is, yes, a fast battlecruiser, there's still a lot of variations we could see of how he uses his battlecruiser, whether or not he sends it into the mineral line or brings it up front, and what his priority is, focusing down Queens or going for more of the worker kills, you know, when he has to choose. How many Queen kills will he be able to get, right? That is going, all these things factoring in, as Solar has 4 Queens at the moment and will be looking to continue that. And the first battlecruiser as of yet, not even in production. Did Solar see? He did. He saw that fusion core, so knows what is coming here. The Hellions backing off as they try to get in towards that natural, but are unable to find any damage. And will just be stuck kind of patrolling right now, clearing out this Roach Warren now. Doing what he can. And actually doing quite a bit of damage to this. This is getting taken considerably low. May be able to get sniped by that battlecruiser in a bit. Of course, would rely on these Queens being significantly out of position. Don't think we will actually see that. Yamato cannon on the way now for Dream on the backside of this as well. These Hellions now taking it down into the red health. I mean, yeah, this is very good damage. Forcing out some energy for transfuses here before this battlecruiser comes in is all very, very nice. This is going to really help him in these next few minutes. Spore callers are coming up in these mineral lines. One in each, not enough to deter a battlecruiser outright. Still going to be able to find some pretty significant damage, and let's see where he sends it. Okay, in between the 3rd and main base, Queens are here for it. Dream looks to abuse the high ground, now heading into the main base. Ooh, found a stray queen and will, barely not be able to snipe it, but also saw that Spire, which is the immediate response from Solar. Going to be able to get Corruptors in order to directly counter this battlecruiser and pressure it wherever it is on the map. Is going to be so important to Solar, keeping himself from taking too much damage from this, and especially considering we are seeing continued investment in that battlecruiser tech, a Yamato cannon on the way, or Yamato cannon research on the way behind this. So, indicating to us we will see more than just the one battlecruiser here, who still about 25% of the way from his jump. We have that Spire finishing up in about 15 seconds here. And behind this, it's more factories coming down for Dream as he preps for that mech play. This Overseer sees all of this, including the Engineer base on the way for some upgrades. The Hellions are trying to snipe this Roach Orange. A lot of chance fuses getting invested there. The Roaches have to come over to save their speed, which they will do successfully. Yamato cannon goes out, and oh man, the battlecruiser actually dies. Great pickup here for Solar, as Dream really did not want to be losing that right then. Losing it before any Corruptors are out, that's pretty significant considering he was wanting to continue producing more and has a second one out now. Ooh, did that actually block Yamato cannon? No, it had just finished. Barely missing that block. So, Solar sitting at 69 workers, the 58 of Dream. We have some Roaches moving out along the center of this map. The 4th hatchery now on the way for Solar, but the Hellions do spot this. We'll see what those battlecruisers have to say about that once the second one is available. Double Armory getting secured now for Dream, as he will be able to get Hellbats, and of course those crucial mech upgrades. As the Roach count continues to climb here for Solar, the battlecruiser getting found in the center of the map by those Corruptors, built for that purpose. Ooh, and Ravager's actually cutting off these Hellions. They're going to take some free damage. Completely cut off from home as Dream is working on the defense. Ravager's coming up as he marches up this ramp and now is just outside the 3rd base and looking to apply some pretty serious pressure. This missile turret going to take some hits. The Hellions now going to get involved as the Corruptors open up on these battlecruisers. They're cutting back to the missile turrets, and a Widow Mine over to that left-hand side could prove critical. As the SCVs get transferred over here, the repairs coming through. He's taking a lot of damage, but not breaking. Dream is holding on right now as the Biles try and take out these tanks. This battlecruiser so close to death, and finally it goes down, but there's still one more. As the repairs continue to try and come through, the Roaches have free reign in this ground army, as it is 92-22 in that army supply. Solar in complete control here, but is unable to finish off this battlecruiser yet. He has to clear out more. A GG will be called as Solar deals game-ending damage in the natural base and sets himself up very, very nicely for game number 3. I mean, just a phenomenal game from him. And now sits at match point, up 2-0 in this best of 5. Game number 3 coming up now, guys, as we join the lobby for that. It is going to be on Simulacrum. Dream versus Solar. Here we go, guys. Dream on the ropes here, and frankly looking a little shaken. It's looking like Solar will have a very nice victory here unless Dream can really make something happen. I mean, I've seen a lot better games for Dream, both in the past and in his recent resurgence. After returning from military service, of course, we've seen some really impressive stuff from him. But as of this series, Solar seems to have his number, man, and that could be a very tough thing to get 2 games in a row, get beaten like that, where it doesn't really feel like you have much of a say in the matter. It can be tough, and especially now having to do the reverse sweep, pull a near impossible task to take down the menace on the other side of the map. Here in the top left, it's Dream from Bravestar Gaming. His opponent down in the bottom right-hand side of the map, in the red, it's Solar. Solar this time going back to his roots of the hatch first that we saw in game 1. Solar checks out what is going on over here on the right-hand side as well. All right, the barracks. Finished up as Dream looks to secure his natural expansion. And of course, it is just a pool and gas that followed that hatchery from Solar. As is to be expected, there is that command center coming down. So, as the natural base finishes up, we have the first 4 Zerglings now for Solar, and this Reaper will be making its way across the map, looking to get some intel, figure out what Solar is up to, as he looks to prep what he wants to do in this game. Factory on the way behind that with that reactor once again, as he looks for some of that Hellion play that has been, so far, kind of lackluster, right? That these Hellions have not been able to do too much, and you know, maybe it's just a testament to Solar's skill, or you know, at repelling those. Queens repel the Reaper at the front, so won't be able to do too much more annoying things here. He's going to be looking for that creep tumor if he can, but will not be able to get the first one. Overlord here above the base for Solar could prove useful to get some information, as he throws down a starport behind this. Second gas has been taken for Dream, of course. We have still just the 1 extractor with still just 1 on it here for Solar. Not yet rallying any more in there as he starts up speed from that spawning pool as well. Reaper trying to come in, trying to get some intel, but it's taken a little bit too low and we'll have to retreat. Group spread improving here for Solar as he continues to set himself up better and better. The fusion core coming up now for Dream, as he works once again for that battlecruiser tech. Tech lab on the way. Hellions spin themselves safe here. Did stop Hellion production actually right now. 43 of 46 supply. Might just be not want to get supply blocked. Not sure. Yeah, he's completely halted that. Halting any production out of the starport as well, because of course that fusion core is about to finish. Hellions on the other side continue to trade out, just looking for that creep tumor. They find it, but will they be able to finish it? They will. Nice grab. As that is really all these guys are looking to do. Kill creep tumors here and there. This Reaper now has space to move into the main base and get some intel. It's all that layer starting up. Very nice grab for Dream. Some good information as that first battlecruiser enters the production tab, so he's going to know exactly when that Spire can be available, when those Corruptors can start to be on the field here for Solar. Use that to his advantage as he looks for another angle here around the 3rd base. Still not finding one, however. Dream not able to get too much damage done. Reaper getting chased away by that by the Queens. Gets cleaned up here as it trying to make its way in. Hellions going to still just patrol around, not really getting too much done overall in this game, right? We have the Roaches now on the way for Solar. As his lair is done, he should be able to start approach speed at his leisure. And that first battlecruiser is only just now popping out. Let's see what it's going to be able to get done as the Hellions move in at the 3rd base at the same time. Starting to contest that Queen. Oh, and the battlecruiser's here with him. Alright, this could be promising. That Queen already at half health, not going to be able to do too much about this battlecruiser, and it's looking to finish off the Queen, but the rest of them arrive, getting some good and fuses so far. As he pushes this back, the Hellions getting taken very low, but none of them falling just yet. Dream rotating over the left-hand side as Solar pushes down. Will now be grouping up with the rest of his forces in between his bases here. That battlecruiser looping around. Its teleport, of course, not available for quite some time. It does find some of those Zerglings trying to sneak around. Overseer comes in and gets a full scout, sees the additional factories here with tech labs on them. And for Cyclones or tanks, yeah, tank on the way. Battlecruiser will see these Queens once again. Sees that creep getting extended, and should also see this 4th base coming up below him as well. So let's see if that's going to prompt Dream to ramp up his army production at any point, or if we'll have to let this one go. It's currently down about 10 army supply. Hellions now getting cleaned up on this top side. The Roaches are here, and that is making things even more difficult than these Hellions have already had it throughout this game. Been unable to find any openings to go into a mineral line, or even attempt to go into a mineral line. Solar's defenses have been so on point this game. It's I mean, it's hard to understate I mean how much pressure Solar has just been, you know, kind of shrugged off, and he just keeps droning up. He keeps reaching these greater and greater power spikes, and this composition of Dream, I don't hate it, right? I don't hate this heavy tank play. The problem with it is whenever you need to move out, when you're trying to move out throughout the center of the map, you have to unsiege, and that leaves you so vulnerable to a player like Solar, who is so decisive with his engagements, as he finds one battlecruiser in the center of the map and almost gets a second, taking it very low, and it's 100 army supply to 45. Dream may have gone for something a bit too expensive here, as he has to make a defense, and he's going to have to, I mean, find some way, somehow. The battlecruiser goes down. Oh my goodness, and the missile turret tried to keep him alive, and it was unable to. The repair's not enough either. Now his factory's going to get caustic sprayed. Oh, this is so unfortunate right now for Dream. He is taking so much damage, or about to, as the army on the front is ready and waiting. It's so much Roach Ravager. The battlecruiser in the main base now is holding with 4 repairs, but meanwhile the Roach Ravagers are pushing onto the tanks, and all of them will go down here at the 3rd base. The SCV is getting pulled to try and fight this. Biles come through onto the last of the tanks here for Dream, and GG. Solar will take the best of 5. Move on in this bracket into the round of 8. Means he will be competing tomorrow. GG, congratulations to him. He takes that series pretty convincingly. Very nicely done. Really just in complete control, right? Never once doubting self, never once hesitating to go for an engage, just doing the job and doing it well, as he cleared out that game and cleared out that series. Congrats to him. He will be moving on to play again tomorrow, as I said, and I think that'll do it for us, guys. I think we're about done. Clem and Sue are playing on another channel. Maru and Jin Air Creator finished up. Maru took that series. Solar just took down Dream 3-0. Risky is playing its Parting. Trap took down Patience. And yeah, Deer playing TY, and that's it. Rainer took down Impact. So thank you guys so much for playing. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. For everybody that came and tuned into my stream today for the IEM Katowice North American Qualifiers, really appreciate you. I will be back tomorrow to cast day 2 for the round of 8 to find out who will be our final competitors for the IEM Katowice live event. We will also have European qualifiers Wednesday, Thursday, and then more tournaments tomorrow, next week as well. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you all have a great night. Peace out.